happy to be here with Uniq Poet from Nepal.
Yep, that's me. Thank you for inviting me to a new venture. I've been doing music since I think about 12, 13, 14 years. I don't count anymore.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, it all started as a passion for words actually. So while growing up, like listening to songs and everything, that I really got gravitated towards like lyricism and everything. And then I got introduced to American hip hop. And yeah, I mean, it was something about hip hop that really gravitated me towards it. And then I just stuck with the pen, started writing, and yeah, like I really love to express myself in English, like while I'm rapping, basically.
Right.
Yeah, I think there's a responsibility with this, like with expression. Like definitely, like I want to be a good representation of my society through my words. I want to represent my culture in a good way through my raps. So that is what I think Uniq Poet is about.
Right. And I think like going back to getting these downloads, I like to call them downloads, where the creativity comes, right? I mean, I think when you were young, that was your first kind of inspiration where you said, oh, I'm awakened to something new in me. I mean, how do you describe that as when you're expressing yourself? Like, is this a contact with another version of you, or express that a little bit?
When I first started, I think it was more imitation than download.
Right.
Because I was looking at rappers and I was like mostly trying to be like them.
Okay.
So I don't know if that was pure download or not.
Yes.
But as I started writing and as I started finding my own identity through writing and expressing and rapping, I think that's when the download actually started.
Right.
Like sometimes I even say, I've said it in multiple interviews, once I sit down writing, it'll maximum take me 20 to 25 minutes to finish the thing. I never edit it. Whatever comes at that.
Right. And I want to say, I think even the imitation is still a call, right? I think that's something for us as people, at whatever age we are. It's like when we have a little bit of inspiration inside that says, I want to do that. I want to do it like that. There's a process, right? I think it's the first thing. I always say, like answering the call. Like the call's there. Okay, let me go further. And your process was through imitation, getting comfortable. And then like
then I found myself. Yeah, exactly. I mean, when you get inspired by looking at someone else or something else, like you said, it's a call. It's the universe or I don't know, a higher power showing a direction to you that you need to walk in order to like step into your own spiritual or even like into your own journey, right?
Yes.
So yeah, like they say, fake it till you make it.
Yeah,
at times,
I mean, I believe that's very true. Like you have to start somewhere. And I think like, I mean, what you were saying about trusting what comes through, because I read that also somewhere and I thought, you know what I mean? Like when we can just fully trust what we're receiving, that it's actually us, not edit it. Right.
Like there is one mathematician. His name is Ramanujan.
Okay.
He was an Indian mathematician.
Okay.
So basically, he's also known as the man who knew infinity. Had some crazy like equations that actually like is close to infinity, or I don't know how to describe it.
Okay.
But no one had ever done that before. And this guy said, someone asked him, how do you get all this knowledge? This is not even like, no one has ever done this. How are you getting this? And he attributed it all to Kali, who is a goddess.
Yes.
Yeah, he said like she gives him this mathematics.
God, that is so powerful.
And yeah, that is basically the universe or the higher power, Kali, whatever you call it. You can call it anything.
Right. Well, I mean, that's amazing because I am a firm believer of the field and of the source that connects us all.
Yeah.
We can all tap into these energies, and I do like energy work to quiet down the material world, the 3D world, so that we can tap in and open ourselves. That's something that I think
That's something that I like do when I'm writing. Obviously, that is one phase. Like when I write, I zone out, and that's the moment. I know that, and I've also experienced that in other aspects like meditation.
Yes.
Like I've gone to so many different type of meditation like places, just trying to find myself, because I think I was like very lost at one point. And I went from every Hindu school where they teach not every, but many, where they teach meditation, to Buddhist schools, and like a lot of things. I tried everything.
Well, great. I mean, but did that help you evolve?
Yeah,
into,
it definitely did. So like, for example, I would feel very drained out. Like sometimes, like if I'm trying to do something, I do it for a while and then I feel drained out and then I don't do it. Like I used to have this kind of like reaction to the things in this 3D world, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like it would drain me out because I was more of an introvert who would just like to sit and write, but you have to act out in the world, right? And that would really drain me out. But then I went to this Vipassana meditation. So it's like a...
Is that the silent meditation?
Yeah, it's where you're not allowed to talk.
I was going to do that in Thailand. I was actually, so go on.
I did it in Nepal, Buddha Kanta. I think that's one of the best places that you can do Vipassana in. Definitely go to Nepal.
Okay.
And do it. But yeah, I mean, in Nepal you can do many things. So
yeah.
Well,
I'm with you guys now. You guys will give me the hookup.
Yeah. And the thing is, after the 4th day, they teach this technique. After that, it happened to me. Like I would just basically after I finished this 12-day meditation, I'm still not drained out. Like it's been almost 4 years. But I'm still like doing what I'm supposed to, you know.
Wow.
And it is not draining me out, which is like really good. And I think because I went to Vipassana, like it happened. But
I mean, I think that's really a good point, that we can energetically prepare ourselves to go out in the world. Like I have a routine every morning. I go in the mountain, and I feel also, because I have so many parts of my life, that I need to put myself in a bubble of light. Exactly. So like we need to, like, these are some practices.
We create our own reality, and what you just did, a bubble of light. Like you're choosing to create a positive, like, reality for yourself, and you bring that out to the world. It's only gonna give you more positive, which is good.
And I think also through your rap, I mean, now talking about the words that you're channeling, or that is your higher self expressing, I feel like now, especially, well, always in the world, we need more of that, right?
Exactly.
To really communicate for the people. I mean, what is the basis of your rap? Like for you, what is the heart piece?
Yeah, I mean, for me is mostly, I want to be inspired, right? I want to be inspired first. And if I'm inspired, then eventually when I put it out, other people will resonate with it as well. So that is always the thing. But I also like to address a lot of social issues that happen in Nepal into my songs, so that people can learn from it, or like change their mind about certain thing. Like for example, like I have a song called Mero Desh Birami, which says my country is sick, but it's not actually a depressive song. It is actually a call for change. And a lot of people resonated with it. It like I released it when we had this lockdown and everything, and the government was lagging behind a bit, and everyone was very frustrated. And when I released that song, I thought, oh shit, is the government gonna come after me? The song probably even made them want to change their attitude and do good. I don't know. Like, that's what I choose to believe, you know.
So, I know. I heard some of those lyrics, and I was like, I think, like, you know, I'm born in America, Colombian American, but what's happening in America, I guess we've been so sheltered to think that it's always outside of our country with this whole like dictatorship and everything. And I just feel, looking at everything that's happening, we need to spread our light more. We need to talk about it. We need to not be afraid.
I'm gonna start writing a new album now.
Because it needs to, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like your rap, it can be so relevant in America too right now. We're going through a social movement. We're really, it's about unity. It's about coming together. And I think sometimes people feel very hopeless, right? Like I think like, or scared. Like, and so I think, no, like this means that our call is stronger right now, right?
And it's even more necessary as well. With the way that everything is going on in the world. I mean, I'm not going to talk about like politics and all that stuff. I mean, it's happening. We all know it. But I mean, we definitely need to step our game up, bring more positivity, like make sure that everyone learns to create that bubble of positivity so that they can share it in the world. And hopefully I can do that with my lyrics.
Let the universe and our guides and our angels, I don't know if you believe in that, but like let them orchestrate it for us and then see how it manifests. But you're a manifester because you're doing your thing. I think that's really inspiring.
I mean, that's the good thing about Hindu philosophy, I would say. I mean, I think I'm more grounded towards like Hindu philosophy and everything because that's what I grew up with. So basically, there's this thing called karma yoga. So karma yoga is basically you do stuff without expecting anything back in return. And I think like when I try to visualize an outcome or a result, yes, it will motivate me. But I think I already feel like I have it. I already feel gratified. So I don't actually work towards like completing it. So instead of that, like if I just believe that I'm here to just do what I know in the most positive way I can and try to do good in the world, but I do not expect anything back. I think that is also beautiful. And I think that is how I manifest my reality.
That's a beautiful message because I actually was just reading something about this, but it's like to do things without expectations. God knows that it's about just doing it for expression and trusting and see what comes around, you know?
Exactly.
And that's a beautiful inspiration for everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's just do it for what the call is. I always say answering the call, you know?
And we've not been so long in this world.
Yes.
So we're all learning.
Exactly.
I mean, maybe we did have our past lives, but let's not go into
I've been there. I've had many.
But yeah, I mean, we're still learning about like how we can enhance our life and like reduce suffering for not just for us, but for everybody. We're just learning.
Right.
It's a journey for all of us.
It's a journey for
the
all
world is not that, this modern world that we live in is not that old.
It's not
and
that
maybe everything we're doing out here is not 100% what we should be doing. So we need to constantly like innovate how we treat each other, like try to be more better and try to collaborate in a healthy way. And I think we'll create a beautiful world.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And just to add to that too, I think sometimes now what I also talk about is going back to our ancient traditions and remembering that we are more than this physical body and really being open to having a dialogue with our spirit and our team. And that's something that is, I'm on a mission to also say that it normalized that a little bit, that we're so much more. And through that, we remember that, hey, listen, we're all one.
And we're all connected in some deeper level that we just don't know yet, maybe. So we have to seek together. Let's
do it together.
Let's do it.
So yeah, wonderful. I want to thank you for coming.
Yeah, it was good.
That was good.